This is a recording from our 30-minute snack room bite-sized learning series where we'll review common obstacles that limit a leader's potential and how to identify them. Visit our YouTube channel to watch the full video where we cover topics like a clear understanding of leadership capacity and the 3 ifs that shape it, and 3 powerful tools to overcome these barriers and boost your leadership capacity starting now.
So, what in the world are some of the obstacles that leaders face most often when it comes to leadership capacity? Well, I was saying that life sciences, it's fast moving, it's fast paced, there's lots of change. And one of the things that almost every leader I work with when going and facilitating, for example, our lab to leader program is this state of being reactive. It is common. It is something that kicks in automatically when the day is unpredictable. It is what leaders experience when they have their team going towards one goal and all of a sudden senior leadership makes a pivot because there's a new priority, right? It is that sense of I had a plan today and life happened and now I'm reacting to events. And so reactivity is a big trap for leaders. When we're in a reactive mode, we are being driven by our emotions, and our emotions make things appear more important than they really are. Why is this a barrier for leadership capacity? Because leaders focus on the urgent rather than what is truly important. Sometimes they're the same thing. Don't get me wrong. If it's urgent, sometimes it really is important. But often our emotions make it more important than it actually is. We just call that urgency bias. And so when we're developing our awareness as a leader, if we are in a reactive state, we're responding to what feels urgent rather than what is actually important. How does that look for most leaders we work with? Well, they're trying to control the situation and they end up doing more, and their time becomes dominated by putting out fires. So ask yourself this: if you ever go into work and at the end of the day, you wonder, where did the time go? What did I actually do today? That is a really good clue that you spent a lot of your time reacting to events. If you look at your to-do list from the day and at the end of the day, there's not a lot crossed off, that's another tell that you spent a lot of time reacting to the day's events. And the output of that is leaders lose bandwidth to do what they need to do to have the most impact. And so, as we go into the next obstacle, what I want to highlight here is if you want to grow your leadership capacity, you need awareness, but awareness requires being intentional and proactive. It requires putting time aside to actually be aware. And leaders who are in this reactive state, reacting to events every single day, they simply don't have the ability to be intentional and aware because all these urgent items are crowding that out. Okay, obstacle number 2. This is an obstacle towards mindset. And it's a mindset where leaders believe they have to do it all. They have to do everything. This is one of the most common mindsets that we work with when we're developing, especially new leaders or frontline leaders. And any of you, if you're in a company that is rapidly growing and your headcount is skyrocketing and you need new leaders and you are promoting people into management, just be aware this is one of the biggest barriers, especially new leaders face. It's the mindset of, I have to do everything. And it's because they're coming from a contributor mindset where they are doing everything. And now they're a leader and they don't change that mindset. And so when we compare and contrast the two, a contributor mindset is I'm producing my work. I have my tasks. I'm in charge and producing the output. It's up to me. If I don't do it, no one will. Actually, when they become a leader, that mindset is nearly an exact opposite. It's my job is to do less and B, empowering more. It's to set my team up to do what I used to do. And of course, these are very kind of static definitions, and life isn't static. There's crossover there, but we experience leaders who have a mindset of I have to hold on to everything, and nobody has the bandwidth for that. And when you hold on to everything and you can't do everything, you've just created this self-fulfilling prophecy of now having more urgent items because you have too much on your to-do list and not enough time. And so when we're talking about a leadership mindset, we often have leaders who struggle with prioritizing, actually thinking about leadership, actually thinking about supporting their team. We're not talking about their heart or what they want or their hope. I've not worked with any leaders who don't want to be more effective leaders. We're simply talking about the mindset and what they prioritize. And they're trying to do everything, and leadership, supporting their team, thinking strategically, creating development plans for their team. All of these things that are critical for engaging their team members, those are the things that go to the back burner because there are more urgent things they feel like they have to do. And so that's obstacle number two. It's a mindset of doing it all. Obstacle number one was blocking out your awareness because everything's urgent. And so here's our third obstacle, and it focuses on behavior. Again, those three components, those three ifs of expanding your capacity. And the third being behavior. And that is a leader focusing on doing leadership rather than being a leader. And this is a huge shift as well, because again, as a contributor, you're used to doing. And when we're used to doing something, we have muscle memory, right? It's how we walk, and don't forget how to walk. It is how I guess I'm just really into baseball right now. It's how we catch a ball. It's reactions. It's what's natural to us. And for leaders, what is very natural is doing everything. I don't have time to delegate because I can do it better, faster, and just get it done, which might be true, but you're still doing everything. And when we're working with developing leaders, one of the hardest things we work through with them is for their behaviors to be more about being a better human being. Because trust is critical to leadership, and how your team sees you behaving every single day will carry more weight than the quality of work you produce. That is important too. You need competency. But first and foremost, if your team can't trust you, then how capable you are doesn't matter. And in order for your team to trust you, your mindset and your behavior has to be around being a better human being, living empathetically, supporting your team, and your actions in your life have to back that up. And so your behavior supports or decreases your leadership capacity. How you choose to interact with your team impacts how they perceive you, how you choose to prioritize your time, the calls you choose to make that day, or the one-on-ones you choose to postpone because life is busy. All of those behaviors increase or decrease your leadership capacity, that maximum impact you can have on your team every single day. And the third reason behavior is so hard for leaders in life sciences is when we take a deep breath and we talk about creating new behaviors, new mindset, new awareness, it takes 6 months on average to do that. 6 months. Who has 6 months in life sciences? Who has a week sometimes? We're so fast paced. It takes 6 months, and leaders in life science typically just don't have a 6 month block of time. Not that you're doing it 24/7, but a 6 month period where they can focus on just developing a new behavior every single day. Do, review, and repeat until it becomes a new habit. And so there's a time crunch to develop new behaviors. There is an attitude, a mindset of having to do it all. And there is a lack of awareness in leaders because they're reacting to events outside of their control more often than not. Those are the three barriers we see leaders facing most often that decreases their leadership capacity.
The Leadership Edge is proud to introduce the LEAD program, a cutting-edge leadership development program designed specifically for life science leaders. This proprietary program perfectly balances growth in awareness, mindset, and behavior to elevate your leadership journey. Scan the QR code now to learn more and secure your spot today.